A beverage at Belinda Point Beach. The sun is out, the sky is open, and that's reason enough for a beverage at the beach. Today I'm heading to Belinda Point, just a couple of miles south of the Highway 20 and Highway 1 junction in Fort Bragg. I drive past the roundabout, past the Mendocino Coast Botanical Gardens, and I turn right onto Ocean Drive. A quiet mile later, the road ends at the familiar trailhead. Before the beverage comes the walk. So let's go. A stretch of the trail moves through a eucalyptus grove, the scent rising warm and sharp in the sun. It clears your sinuses and settles your mind. Birds flit through the thick growth, including several butterbutts, the yellow-rumped warblers that seem to own this place. Dragonflies were out in force today, darting like sparks above the path. The trail runs parallel to a private drive, and as always, I ask anyone who follows to respect the privacy and stay on the marked path. It's a narrow trail, clean and well kept, but the uncovered roots make for easy tripping if you're not paying attention. The plant life shifts as you go: coastal scrub, low brush, and then the tall silhouettes of eucalyptus. Hazards are minimal if you stay centered on the trail. The exposed roots are the main thing. They rise and twist across the narrow path, easy to catch a toe on if you're not watching your step. Off the trail edges, you see pockets of poison oak, but it's easy to avoid as long as you don't wander. If you do step off the path, that's where the ticks become a concern. The brush is thick, and the coastal scrub holds them. Staying on the trail keeps you clear. And there are wild raspberry vines that reach out from the sides, grabbing at your pant leg like they're trying to slow you down. Nothing serious, just the usual coastal entanglements. A bit less than a mile in, the ocean starts to make itself known. First the sound, then the smell, then the glimpse of a couple of beautiful homes perched above the bluff, and then, suddenly, the full Pacific Ocean opens up ahead. Soon I see the stairway down to the beach. I've passed on these stairs before. New knees, new caution, but today feels different. A young woman was coming up from the beach, so I asked her how the stairs were. She said they were in good shape, except for one muddy spot. Good enough for me. Down I go. I make it to the bottom and step into the quiet cove. The surf folds into the rocks, steady and patient. I look around for a place to sit, somewhere with a view, somewhere with a bit of shelter from the wind, and I find the perfect spot. Finally, I sit, breathe, and enjoy my beverage. The ocean does what it always does: moves, roars, settles, repeats. And I do what I came here to do: nothing more than sit with a beverage. So grab a beverage and find a comfortable spot. Then settle in and enjoy a few quiet minutes of the ocean's beauty at Belinda Point Beach. The surf rolling in, the cove holding its calm, and the whole coastline reminding you to slow down just a little. Today I didn't make it all the way to the point. The climb back up those 37 stairs with about a 40-foot rise was enough for my knees, and by the time I reached the top, I was ready to head back rather than push further down the trail. But if you continue on, the pond is right along the way, and the views from the point itself are worth the extra walk. Belinda Point carries a name that sounds like it came from an old ranch family, and for a long time people assumed it did. But the Mendocino Land Trust gives the only documented explanation. The point was named after the 1948 film Johnny Belinda, which used parts of this coastline for its exterior scenes. The name settled in afterwards and became the way locals referred to the bluff and the surrounding terrace long before the public trail existed. Past the stairway down to the beach, the trail continues towards the point. Along that stretch is a seasonal terrace pond, rain-fed and winter shallow by late summer and never officially named. Locals sometimes call it the Belinda Point Pond or the Terrace Pond. It's home to chorus frogs, red-winged blackbirds, dragonflies, and wetland plants that stand out from the coastal scrub around it. On still days, you'll hear the frogs before you see the water. Thanks so much for walking with me, and if you're a subscriber, I thank you, and if you're not, you can subscribe for free just by clicking on my picture at the end of the video. See you next time.